Hi there, Debbie here from Purbane Channel. I was tagged by Telula and I got to watch a little bit of Telula's information, and it was Pet Prepper that tagged her. So I'm going to try to answer the questions that Telula answered for Pet Prepper. Question 1. What's my favorite month and why is that my favorite month? I guess my favorite month is April. I'm looking forward to getting out of school. Not just get out of school because I love teaching, but getting out of school to start gardening. I could put my hands into the earth. Wasn't always my favorite month. I used to like fall, just because that was a nice relaxing time of the year. But now that I've gotten into gardening, watching Bobby, our favorite gardener on YouTube, and doing this back to eating gardening that Cat's Cradle taught me about, I like April. It's been my favorite month, I guess, for the last 3-4 years. What color? What is my favorite color is blue, and that's because it's a very calming color. I find blue relaxing. What was my first video about? Well, I was interviewed. About Ted and I and why we were prepping and how we got involved in it and all that. And I had a lot of fun. When I watched it, I thought, gee, maybe I had a little bit of something to say. So I decided, we would make videos too. And I think my first actual video myself was our road to becoming preppers, and I got a lot of encouragement from other people on YouTube, so that's how I got into it. What's the first channel we ever had? This is the only channel I've ever had, the only channel I probably ever will have. I'm also on Prepper Broadcasting Network on Friday nights at 6 o'clock, but as far as YouTube, I only have one handle, and that's Purbane Channel. Okay, am I happy about the new YouTube setup? Probably not. And the reason for that is, like most people, I don't like change. I go with the flow, I learn how to. But no, I'm not real happy with that. What's my favorite device? Gotta be my Excalibur dehydrator. It is what I love to do. I usually dehydrate something every day. What kind of camera do I have? I'm looking at it right now. It's a Canon 12X. I got it a few years ago for Christmas, and I have loved it ever since. It's high def. Am I an early or a late sleeper? I'm an extremely early sleeper. Yeah, I get up very early and I go to bed pretty early. I know it's not a SHTF situation, but in true reality, there's always somebody awake at some hour in this house, because I go to sleep early. Usually by 8 o'clock I am crashed. I get up 4:30. I don't need an alarm clock. I usually wake up just before the sun starts coming up, and then you'll hear a rooster crow. So I actually wake up, and I've done this my whole life, so that's nothing new. What's the first thing I do when I wake up? Strange thing, and I don't know if it's from being in the inner city or what, but even before you go to the washroom, I always check the doors and windows to make sure they're still closed and locked. I don't want any surprises sitting in a pot, you know what I mean? Well, you asked, I'm telling you the truth. How do you relax before you go to bed? I relax, I read. I'm a voracious reader. I read all the time. And even as much as I read, I still want to read more. There's just so much information I want out there. What is my real name? My real name is Deb. I'm Deb. Debbie to my friends. Deborah to my professional people that I have to deal with. Mrs. B to my students. Some of them call me Grandma, and that's just fine with me too. But my real name is Deb. What are my hobbies? I love to make soap. I love to make soap. I got all kinds of soap around here. I also teach canning. Coming into the prepping world did more than just prepare me for any kind of event that would happen. It Ted and I have learned to love it so much we're actually teaching it. We don't make any money on it. Probably should though, shouldn't we? Yeah. If we had any smarts we would, but the truth is it was given to us freely and we're giving it back freely. So, how did we get started on YouTube? In reality, I started watching a guy called SouthernBellePrepper, and I liked what he had to hear. And then he was talking about, or I liked what he had to say. And then he was talking about a get-together in Central Illinois. That's where we live. And although that never came about, wasn't his fault. He tried, I guess. But I started watching other YouTube videos. And Bear Prepper was wonderful. Still love that woman. Cat's Credo. Atticus was also Noreen's Kitchen. Sage255. Love her. Wish we lived next door to each other. SouthernBellePrepper, I can't tell you enough about her. These women actually molded me into being the female prepper that I am. But there was one man, and that was SouthernPrepper 1. He got me really thinking seriously about taking prepping extremely seriously. And I pretty much lived by the book. SouthernPrepper 1. Not just me, but the whole family. There's many people on here. I know I never give enough people the credit that they deserve. All the people that sub me, that's the reason I keep coming back, really, because I figure if people think I have something to say, I guess I'll keep trying to say something. One of the questions was, what advice do I have for new YouTubers? Well, my advice is very simple. Pay attention, and you just might learn something. Stay out of trouble. Stay out of the conflicts. As soon as the conflicts happen, just back off. That's what I do. I don't sit there and argue with people. I don't tell them when they're right. I don't tell them when they're wrong. I just back off. And then if things die down, calm down, I'll go back in and talk again. But I do not like getting involved in chaos. I'm not an energy vampire, so just don't like that. What's my favorite food and fruit? I guess they have to be mangoes. Don't know why, just do. Like them. Never ate a mango until I was 50 years old. My son was eating it one day and I said, hey, give me a bite. And he did. I was hooked. So, what's my favorite drink? Diet Coke. I drink Diet Coke I'm constantly drinking Diet Coke. I used to drink coffee. I don't drink coffee anymore, but I'm drinking Diet Coke now. So probably going to have to give that up too and go to water or something. Do I like ice cream or do I like yogurt? Well, ice cream, of course. Baskin-Robbins, French vanilla. I just like it good and plain, but I like it. What's the worst food? There's only one for me, and that's some big, fat, thick lima beans. I just don't like them. And there's really no weird story that goes with that. I just tasted them one time by my aunts and I thought, oh God, I'd rather not eat. So, no, I'm not going to eat lima beans. Do I have siblings? I do. I have many siblings. I have a huge family, but they do not want me to name them or number them, so I won't do that. If I could change any law, oh, that's a good one. That's really a good one. That's a good one, whoever asked that. I guess I would, not just one. I would change any law that had anything to do with getting in the way or trying to limit the U.S. Constitution. I would change any law that allowed any idiot to hold office who decided they had to interpret the U.S. Constitution for me. I don't ask anybody I vote for to interpret anything. I ask them to uphold it. And I'll tell you something. We don't need them to uphold anything. Well, I don't know how I got in that conversation because you want to know what law would I change? Any law that tried to impede the U.S. Constitution. It's the only thing I could say. And there's that NND law out there, and y'all know what I mean. But I would rather not say it publicly. Oh boy. Okay, one device I wish I had. I wish I had a mobile solar unit. Freestanding solar mobile unit that I've seen. They're quite expensive. I would love to have my hands on one of those. But right now I don't think so. Right now we're doing our water unit, and that's going to be quite expensive. Alright, thought my camera turned off. What did I want for the holiday? I really wanted a tripod, and I got one. So now I'm all happy. It's the only thing I wanted. I did learn this year, this first year, people would ask me, what do you want for Christmas? You know what I did? I actually told them. I got all my prepping things that I wanted, so I'm pretty happy. What's my favorite store? The question's asked. I got two. One is Honeyville, and one is Emergency Essentials. If you're talking about prepping. If you're not talking about prepping, I guess it would be Emergency Essentials and Honeyville. Of course, I'm not always prepping, so sometimes then I just go to Honeyville or Emergency Essentials. That's my favorite store. Okay, and what did you want to be when you were growing up? Well, I wanted to be a teacher, and I am. And I don't think there's anything finer I could ask to be. There are wonderful jobs in this world, but I'm thankful that I am where I am because I love doing what I do. I like working with all the kids that other people don't like to teach. But I do. I love to teach them. I just find they're a little bit outside the box, just like most preppers are outside the box. And when they come into my classroom, they find a home, just like I have found a home on YouTube. So, thank you, Telula. I love that name, Telula. My ex-mother-in-law, she was a wonderful lady, and we were really good friends. She's always called me Telula. Hey, Telula, get over here. But, and I miss her. I really do. But thank you, Telula, for giving me this opportunity. And now who am I going? Oh, here I go. Who am I going to set up? Well, it's got to be. One is SouthernBellePrepper. The other one is Live for a While, John. And one more is going to be FuzzyTFork.